Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus. I just want to share with you. I'm watching a public broadcast station, and this guy is talking about the country and the economic systems during various administrations. For instance, Barack Obama, George Bush W, and definitely Trump's. They were saying that people had gone through all kinds of changes, and when Barack Obama became president of the United States, the world expected to see something. Now, in the United States, who's always held itself up so high, but other people have all recognized that they got their shortcomings, and now a black man is going to be the president of the United States, and they were expecting monumental things. But as this discussion was going, that for some strange reason it just didn't happen. That people who had always benefited from previous administrations, the big banks, industry, Wall Street, they were the same ones that continued regardless of what was going on. And everybody's promising to do better. And which allowed for when Trump came in talking about the people who had been disenfranchised, people who had been hurting all along. And everybody, Republican and Democrat, had promised that they were going to do this and they were going to do better. And each time they failed to do better. And so the people decided to go with a non traditional politician, Donald Trump. Donald Trump said all the right things. He knew what was happening. However, that was not really Donald Trump. Donald Trump delivered to those people in certain ways some of the things that they recognized as being success, giving them power so that as time go on, they would be in a position to control basically what's happening within the continental United States of America. So they were excited about that. However, Donald Trump had plans of his own, and they were interconnected with other plans, perhaps maybe outside these borders, and people that were violated because of the actions by Donald Trump didn't particularly like it, and so they were trying to find out what was this guy's motivation. So you know the story, you know how that went. The thing that I bring this to your attention is that the things that Donald Trump talked about is not the first time those things were talked about. Those things were talked about in the 80s by a candidate for president of the United States. You probably never heard of that guy's name, let alone what he was offering. But the guy ran for president several times with that same particular message, really, but it was deeper than that. And you still never heard of that guy. And when Barack Obama came along, and that didn't happen, and now this guy here that you've had in office who had and did not deliver either. So his promises were just promises. And at the same time, my thought to you is wonder why when this other guy talked about you, the ones that have been left out, they talk about the middle class. Maybe it's because Donald Trump talked about the middle class being left out and that he came along to bring the middle class back to where its height should be. And maybe that the other guy that you never heard about is known because he didn't only talk about the middle class, he talked about the poor. Now, is it that Donald Trump was able to manipulate the middle class to his liking because they themselves were just like the people that they were condemning? They were condemning who I just got through saying they were condemning, and they were just like them because they cared nothing about the poor. Donald Trump cared nothing about the poor. You know, you know what he said about the poor. I'm not going to repeat it, but you know what he said about the poor. So as the situation arose, we find out that all this other stuff crapped up. So what it's saying to me, and what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that not only do middle class, I know you pissed off at all the other stuff that seems like they don't care about you, but you're no different if you don't care about the poor. What I'm saying is everybody got to care about one another. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to, but let me tell you what I see. When I look out and see all the resources of this earth, I don't care whose name on. I don't care what corporation, what few of the people put their money together and decided that they were going to do this or do that. Those resources were given by a power that we can't see, we can't touch, we can't feel. And those powers, all of those resources still belong to those powers. But that power put those resources here for a purpose. And yes, while we, my friends, are using those resources for the purposes for which they were been given, but it has been set up in such a way that has nothing to do with the even character of the one that gave it. Why? Because of the ones that's left out. The ones that's left out. And what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. You can look for people. I'm not asking you to look for me. You can look for people as long as you want. You can look for a Republican or you can look for a Democrat. Or they'll come back and tell you that the man failed, get a woman. And then you can look for a woman. But I'm going to tell you something. They ain't no different. Then you can turn around and start looking for a black or white or Hispanic. All of these phases you can go through. You're just playing games, my friends. And you're playing games because somebody got to tell you that there is a way that works. When you look at all of the people on the face of the earth, which ones don't require food, clothing, and shelter? Which ones don't require, if they needed or wanted, education? And there should be nothing, my friends. And the same for healthcare. There should be nothing on the face of the earth that would deny any human being these, my friends, just these simple things alone that's necessary for survival. The giver, the great giver of this earth, and all of us, the people who would benefit and will be and are benefiting from all of that which has been made known by the hands of man, is a result of the powers that we can't see for the benefit of us so we can have the heaven that we want. Not some big somebody who feels super rich and people on the sign on the corner with a sign saying, help me. I'm asking you, don't you have some kind of sense? Look at the pain and suffering, that's us. Look at the crime and violence, that's us. Thinking we somebody, but look what we present. This is our children. This is us. This is the human race. Look at us. We got people over here killing and bombing other people, trying to be boss. Bend down and do what I say do. Now, friend, how ugly can you get? And then, I tell you how ugly you can get, to sit back and watch it. And say, well, I don't want to do nothing. Because it might start something, it might draw me in. My. This is us. This is who we are. But I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, you still got blood running through your veins. You still breathing. And you still have the opportunity to change and become something. This is not about, as I was saying, a Republican or a Democrat. It is about you. And my whole purpose is to tell you, stop putting your faith in these groups. Stop putting your faith in these individuals. Put your faith in yourself. And what I mean when I say put your faith in yourself, I mean put your faith in yourself by caring about everybody. You care about everybody. I guarantee you can see your eyes open up like the Red Sea. And when your eyes open, you doing what's right. And when I say you, I'm talking about every one of you. And you're being led by the spirit of that compassion that leads people to God. Yeah, I said God. When I'm talking about God, I'm talking about the power you can't see, I can't see. Can't touch, can't feel. But baby, it's beautiful. Look at the earth. Well, got a little things going on. We don't know what's happening. But I'm saying to us, this is our corruption. This thing, we can't blame somebody else. Can't blame a Democrat. You can't blame shithole countries. This is us. None of us wanted to fix this thing. All we want to do is fix ourselves. As long as we got something we can say, we somebody, and you ain't nothing, because you ain't got nothing. Look at here. What does that say about us? That says that we have failed. Now, the power that's out there allows what we do to represent us. Even if throwing no magic on this earth and fix nothing. No, ain't no magic gonna come on this earth. If this thing get fixed, it's because we fix it. It's because we change our hearts. It's because we change our mind. We change our spirit. And we act like we got some sense. I said act like we got some sense. I didn't say talk like it. I said act like it. And when we begin to do that, we can see our society start changing. We can see our population is growing. We can start seeing the flowers bloom again. We can start seeing people laugh and go to movies and dance again without all the stuff shooting and killing people all down the street. But we got to make that happen, not by force. You can't put jails and build jails and make people do right. You got to do the right things that create the right kind of people. Now, you don't want to hear that, but somebody got to tell you, and I know I'm sitting here probably the least one you would expect to hear it from. But I know I'm telling the truth, and you do too. So I'm saying, what you gonna do about it? I got the bold. I'm bold enough. Well, as someone say, I'm bodacious enough to stand here and tell you the truth. And what you gonna do? Thank you.